Commissioners Workshop meeting on December 15, 2016. Please rise and join me in saying the pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I'd like to call this meeting to order at 9:03 a.m. and open the floor for public comment. Hearing and seeing none, we'll move on to item number 3. Call on Commissioner DeFilippo, Tammy Klusman, and Dana Best for employee recognition of Tammy Klusman.
Okay, before that, I just want to make mention that Commissioner Herzler is not here today, and the reason is he is attending the last meeting of the year of the statewide 9/11 advisory board at PEMA headquarters. And Jim, in that role, represents all the 3rd and 4th class counties in the state.
And his 2016 evaluation was writing on it. Tammy? Dana?
Congratulations, Tammy Klusman, 30 years service award today. Tammy was hired back in 1986 as a Department Clerk 1 on tax assessment. And then that same year she was transferred to purchasing as a Department Clerk 3. And then in 1995 promoted to purchasing agent. So Tammy, on behalf of the board, thank you for your years of service. And here's our from you. Dana or Tammy, would you like to say a few words for Gary?
30 years. I love listening to the stories from before I was here. She's been here a little longer. But it's really neat listening to her talk about the different things and how paper-based the county was at one time. And she has been one of the key players in some of the automation that has occurred in finance. We went from paper requisitions and paper purchase orders to everything being online. She used to hand type the budget. Wow. You know, so there's so many innovations that she was in the middle of, and for that we appreciate you a lot, and it's such a pleasure to have you in office. Have a wonderful office. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next we have Kimberly Bittner, 25 years service. Kimberly, are you here?
Yes.
There you
Touching.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Kim is in the Aging and Community Services Department. She was hired in 1991, though in solid waste as a Department Clerk 3, and in 1993 was transferred to the Department of Aging and Community Services as a Fiscal Officer 1, who's currently in that position. Kim, on behalf of the Board of Commissioners, would like to present you with your service award, and thank you very much for your service. Do you have anything to say?
Just that I have known Kim for many years, but just started working very closely with her in the past 6 months, and thank goodness she knows her job so well. Kim is a person in our office, I'm dating myself. There used to be a song, Go Ask Alice, not the same intentions, but whenever we have a question about anything, it always seems Go Ask Kim. So we appreciate her being the answer person. I mean, from telephones to the flower fund to info request. Kim's our go-to person, so I really appreciate that, Kim. Thank you. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. The best.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Next, we have item number 5, Dana Best, discussion resolution 2016-33, regarding budget adjustments. Dana.
Record improvement recorder of deeds is requesting to increase expenses by $34,000 for management services for Xerox.
Any questions for me? Thanks, Dana. Item number 6, you call Mary Kuna, request for letter of support for the East Penn Drive Project, PennDOT Multimodal Transportation Fund. Thank you.
So our office is working with developers, 199 Associates, on a project on East Penn Drive. And they're going to be applying for a PennDOT Multimodal Transportation Fund grant. They will be going through the Cumberland County Industrial Development Authority, but the developer is going to be providing the entire match for the project. Essentially, it's a $2,995,000 project. They are going to be doing a signal to entrance the development and 2 additional turning lanes for emergency entrances. Then they're also going to be doing some trail connections from Adams Rickey into the development since they're adjacent. From there, they plan on putting in a pedestrian bridge. If you've ever been to Adams Rickey Park, it's divided. East Penn Drive goes right through, so we'll be putting a pedestrian bridge over that. Right now, the tentative plan for that site is going to be about 22 mixed residential buildings, office space, medical office space, a continuing care facility, and then some retail. So it's running about 392 job creation, and then should add about 800,000 space currently. So the MTF grant we're applying for is $2,096,000. So East Pennsboro Township is very on board. They provided their letter of support immediately, and all the zoning there is by right, and so everything's going to be in line with what they're doing. So they're very excited. I think they've had plans for a long time to expand Adam Rickey, so the pedestrian bridge and the trails are something they're incredibly interested in. So I'm asking for a letter of support from the commissioners.
Any questions?
What is it zoned, do you know?
That is zoned office apartment.
Okay, this is, from what I gather, just north of the high mark.
It is. It comes up against Tyler's property.
This piece of land is probably one of the most solid pieces of wooded land I've ever seen around here. Because I mean, it could be kept, or it would be.
I think they plan on keeping the back end to good view. That's going to be all wooded still, and probably some trees around the development. But the back piece of the land is going to stay mostly wooded. They also own property across the street, across East Penn, and that's going to stay all wooded. It's just the terrain isn't fit.
Yeah, this land has been up for sale for decades.
A very long time.
Okay, that's all the questions I have. Thank you.
Thanks, Dana.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, we'll move on to item number 7. We have an action requested today for Jane Molinaro, request for a letter of support for the Development Authority's submission of an application for PennDOT multimodal transport funds for the construction of C Street in Carlisle Borough.
Good morning. As you all are aware, the Redevelopment Authority is partnering with Pearl Developers on a 52-unit workforce housing development on the former Tire Mill site here in Carlisle Borough. Part of the Carlisle Connectivity Project that developed out of the Urban Redevelopment Plan in Carlisle requires the reconnection of C Street from College Street through the site to eventually all the way through the ISD site as well. And Carlisle is requiring the developer to construct C Street through their site and then deed it to the borough. And so Pearl is, on their behalf, we are seeking $721,000 in, I'm sorry, the total project cost is $721,000. We are seeking $505,000. There is a 25% match required, and Pearl is committed to providing that match. Part of the development will be complete street features, sidewalks, lighting, landscaping, all of that. And so we also are seeking a letter of support. The applications are due tomorrow, and so that's why we're requesting action today.
Questions or comments?
I noticed Commissioner Hertzler is on board.
Yes.
Any other questions for Kate?
I'll make a motion that we approve the letter of support.
Okay, I'll second that motion. All All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thanks, Kate.
Thanks, Steve. Item number 8, Michelle Siebert, discussion of agreement with AshCat Solutions on Victim Services Division Services Database.
Thank you, Sandy, for giving me up. As your leadership Cumberland representative, my team is presenting the symposium this morning. So I was there, here, and I'm going back. So I know it says discussion of agreement, but my request is approval of the contract between AshCat Solutions and the Cumberland County District Attorney's Office to create a database. I was handed the database yesterday, was working with it yesterday afternoon, so it's in existence. So funds from our 2016 grant are ready to be distributed. The second part of the contract, the reports part of that contract will be conducted in early 2017. It is a 100% grant supported process. I know I ran this around at last minute. I do apologize. I hope you got my letter dated December 2nd with the history of this project.
Any questions for Michelle? Michelle, you don't need action now.
No, Commissioner Hertzler isn't here. Monday, and then we have it set up to do a special check request.
Okay. Is there a dollar amount for the agreement?
I do not have the invoice yet, but I told AshCat it cannot exceed $8,470 for 2016, and overall it cannot exceed $10,000. And I think that's in the contract. It can't exceed $10,000.
Yeah, it says all expenses will be covered by grants.
Yes. Yeah, and that's why 8,470 of it are in our 2016 grants. And the remainder is 2017.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. All right, we'll turn it over to Sandy for contracts today.
Thank you, Mayor. We'll begin with agenda item 9, Roman numeral 1, A and B, which are existing contracts, contract extensions, or addendum with no additional cost or increase to the county. They include the following departments: 4 agreements for children and youth services, and 3 agreements for Claremont Nursing and Rehab Center. Commissioners, do you have any comments or questions or proposed regarding the above-mentioned agreements? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to agenda item 9, Roman numeral 2, which consists of new contracts, vendor services, grants, and contracts with increases and decreases to the county. And call on Sandy Guerrieri to discuss the 11 agreements for aging community services. Sandy?
Yes, thank you. Good morning. The first is a new contract for Virginia Monstead. She is going to become the new director, service coordinator for the service line area link, currently held by Doug Price. He is retiring. Ginny actually, Ginny dug Ginny, so she's back. But we're requesting a contract to start with her for $31 an hour.
How many hours?
It's up to, I think it's 30. Yeah, 30.
30 per week?
Yeah.
Sandy said that it's 31 an hour, and the paperwork I have here says it's decreasing to 30.
Well, it went at $31.50, which is Doug's current rate, and we had to fix it, so I guess that's what happened. I went back to the 31. Yeah, it was kind of a typo or something.
Okay, so we did that fixed.
It is fixed at 31, is that right? Yeah, we're asking for 31.
No.
I mean, I'm sorry,
it says
30, yes, it was
That
31,
is-
yes, yeah, we're asking for 30. It was fixed in the process, so,
That'd be clear.
okay.
Thanks.
The next 8 are all home health agencies that we currently have contracts with. We are looking to increase their rate 27 cents an hour. Hopefully I know it's not much, but we do have difficulty seeking providers, so hopefully this will help a little bit. All going from $17.93 to $18.20 an hour. The ARC of Cumberland Perry is one of our daycare providers, adult daycare providers, and we're seeking an increase of 69 cents a day.
from 4221 to 4690. And the last is the nutrition group, who provide our congregate meals at the senior centers and our frozen home delivered meals. Both of those meals prices are going up 9 cents a day. I mean a meal, 9 cents a day.
Are there any questions for Sandy? Thank you, Sandy.
Okay, thank you.
Next, I'll call on Lisa Ryder, who will be discussing agreements between Children and Youth and Children Resource Center Clinical Health Hospitals. Lisa?
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm here to ask approval for our 16-17 contract with the Children's Resource Center. They do our child abuse exams. They're not asking for an increase in the exam piece of it. However, they are asking for anywhere from a 5 to 10% increase in their court testimony. We typically do not need the court testimony. However, we need it in the contract in case we do. Last fiscal year, we used 6 hours of court testimony. They also have a decrease in mileage rate and a new service if we need photographic documentation.
Are there any questions for Lisa? Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
Next, we'll call on Charles Carruthers, who's joining us via video teleconferencing to discuss the agreement between Domestic Relations and Atlantic Tomorrow's office. Charles? Hello? There he is.
Good morning. Okay, the contract before you was an amendment to a contract that was approved by this board in June of 16 for $11,553. Since then, the state has mandated some additional work to be done by our vendor to complete our conversion process of imaging data to the state system. That additional cost is $1,500, and this entire bill will cost a total of $13,053, which 100% of it will be reimbursed to the county by the state.
Any questions for Charles?
Any questions?
Thank you, Charles.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, I'd like to call on Mark Adams, who will be discussing the agreement between IMTO and Kaiser Consulting Group.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is our annual maintenance for our video conferencing equipment that we have throughout the county. We are actually reducing our cost by $1,344 this year. The previous vendor, this is a new contract with a new vendor. The previous vendor came in at $16,000. We were able to get a different vendor on board for about $13,357.80. We're saving about $3,000 by going with a different vendor on this.
Any questions for Mark?
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Next, we'll move on to Sue, who will be discussing the two agreements for MHIDD for fiscal year 2016-2017. Sue?
Yes, good morning. The first contract for Skills of Central PA was for respite services for a gentleman who lost his caregiver, and so we had to go into respite with one of our providers. The cost for that was $11,086. That was for about 4 months of respite services. The second contract with the Inclusive Employment Program is a new provider here in Carlisle that is doing rehabilitation services for us and also supporting employment services. And their contract is going to be for $15,000. And both at least is from state dollars, all state dollars.
Any questions for Sue?
These are replacing existing contracts.
No, it is
I
no.
mean, they're replacing current vendors. I'm
No,
confused, I'm sorry.
Well,
You're expanding your capacity?
yes, with the inclusive employment. Skills of Central PA is a provider that we already use. Respite was a new line in their contract.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Sue. Next, Kirk is joining us via video teleconferencing to discuss the agreement regarding Green Lane Farm Bridge Phase 2 engineering services. Kirk?
Commissioners, this is phase 2 of our Green Lake Farm rehabilitation project. As you recall, phase 1 is the full rehabilitation of the bridge. Phase 2 is blasting and repainting the entire bridge. This agreement is with HRG to provide engineering related tasks with the project, and then also construction inspection during the actual painting of the bridge. cost is $94,000. That comes from our county bridge capital improvement program. Construction costs are estimated around $600,000. That will be split with York County.
Are there any questions for Kirk? Thank you, Kirk. Next, Claudia is joining us via video teleconferencing to discuss the agreement between Harris Corporation and Public Safety Corporation. Claudia?
Good morning. We have the Harris Corporation agreement. This is the maintenance agreement for our radio system, as well as software application updates to keep the system current and implement technology changes. We're currently engaged in year number 3 of a 5-year agreement, and at the point where we have renewal options to renew for year 4 and 5. If we do that, the cost would be $629,210 for the next 2 years, and then after year 5, we would have to renegotiate another contract for an unknown rate. Harris has provided us an alternative option, and that would be to do an amendment to our existing contract for another 5-year term. That 5-year term would be $1,274,948. And if we go with this route, it would result in a savings of $250,000 over the 5 years. So, as you know, we are continuing down the path of a new P25 radio system. With that implementation not being anticipated until 2021 or 2023 timeframe, we still need to have this 800 megahertz maintenance coverage until that point. So this 5-year amendment would get us through that time frame, in which we'd be in a much better spot to have a different contract negotiated at that time.
Are there any questions for Claudia?
Questions?
Thank you, Claudia.
Thank you.
All right, have a good day.
Next question is on Tammy Show, who will be discussing an agreement between Xerox and Recorder of Deeds. Tammy?
I'm getting a little closer because my voice isn't here. Basically, this is an exciting project. In our office, we have all of our records scanned, that were scanned and copied in-house. But unfortunately, the quality over time, we need to do some quality control, which is what we're doing with our books from this project through deed books from the 1700s and 1800s coming in to be rescanned, not just to improve the quality and the accessibility for the public, but also within 2017 it will be approved by the state archives that the new format for archiving records will be the PDFA instead of microfilm, which to me is very, very, very exciting. So what this company is going to do, not just rescan these records for me, they have a unique software system that does a lot of very specialized corrections. So especially documents back in the 1700s, when you start to write, the ink was heavier and then faded. This will correct all of that. It's absolutely incredible, it's amazing. But they will also provide me with a file to go into my Landex software for on the web, and then also provide our county with a PDFA format for archival purposes as well. So it's a very exciting project. It is not cheap. The pages that we are looking at rescanning at this point, they're coming all in location to do this too. So this is including them coming here to do this. We have over 228,000 pages that we will be doing initially, out of the over 2 million that we have in our office. So that's the project in a nutshell.
What is the cost?
It's $180,420.11, and that is a rough approximation. They will charge us, even the contract, if you look at it, we had to do an Excel document listing how many books and how many pages within each book, which is where we found those numbers. And it's an approximation, so they will charge us exactly for the number of pages in the work they do. So this is a very close approximation. But
Tammy, where would that money come from?
that is strictly for my record improvement account. And at this point, I have over 2/3 of that money for the project in the account right now. So,
Questions for Tammy?
228,000 pages.
just this project.
And it's, how long is this stuff?
1750 through the 1800s, I forget where we stopped.
Yeah.
These are the bound books.
Yeah.
They're bound together. They, at some point, the books would come apart and you could take pages out and rescan. That will probably be phase 2, phase 3 of this rescanning project as we move forward. But this, just the quality of the scan, the ink, if you look at the originals, is fading in some of the books as it, 1700s if it would. But this is an amazing process with these folks too, and I have some samples in my office of what they've done with plans, and it's.
Keith, you were around then, weren't you? When you first met us?
I know Jim.
Jim was. He was still saying he was the new guy.
He's still the new guy, 1750.
30 decades.
30 times is 30. So there's that one.
The exciting thing is we have everything online, so these images will be put into the system and replace what's there. So searchers, there will be no downtime where they're missing images or that something they don't have. So it's exciting and necessary.
The correction feature works better than my autocorrect.
It's amazing, I'll show you some. Yeah.
Good old English.
Thank you. I have the plans in my office, the blue plans with the white writing. I gave them a very bad one that they can glued into a book so it has creases where the page was bent. And they reverse it, the page is white, the writing is black, which saves ink if you're printing it too. But they just, a very quick process, they're cleaned that whole thing up and it's completely usable. So that's what we're aiming for.
How long did you say that you think this is going to take?
They are going to come on site and scan, and after we get all this settled, then we'll determine, probably first quarter of next year. They should be here about 8 to 10 weeks to do the scanning on site, and then of course, just as long as it takes to do the process. I'm estimating 2, maybe 3 years tops, but I think about 2 years it'll take to get it done completely. And this is only, we have miscellaneous books and plans to tackle too, so this is just.
Thank you.
But it's exciting.
Thanks. Thanks, Amy. Move on to item 10. John, on video teleconferencing, request to authorize advertising for the cooling tower support beam replacement at the new courthouse. John.
Yes, Commissioners, this is a project that I've been working with Integrated Services with. They're an architectural and engineering firm, and requesting that we receive approval to go out for bid, advertise for bid for the steel beam replacements.
Any questions for John? All right, John, you got another one? Discussion of bid opening results for janitorial services for various county offices.
Bids were received on December 6th and opened on December 6th. We had interest from 3 different companies. The one company was Omax. They actually sent a letter and chose not to bid on any of the facilities. The other company was Preferred Janitorial Services. They only chose to bid on 2 buildings. The bid for new courthouse was $305 a night. The bid for HSB building was $145 per night. The other company was EJS, Eastern Janitorial Services. That is our current vendor. They chose to bid on all the facilities. The bid for the new courthouse was $262.25. The bid for the HSB was $122.11. The bid for DRO was $68.85. The bid for Old Jail was $89.59. And the bid for Business Central was $20.59 per night, coming to a total of $563.39 per night. And that is exactly the same as we're paying now, so there would be no increase in contracted janitorial services.
Any questions or comments for John? All right, thanks, John.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move on to item number 12. We'll call on Solicitor Brennan to discuss bid opening results on 2 different items.
Commissioners, this item was bid, I believe, in September. Bids came in October. They were opened. But I think it fell between the cracks and was not awarded in time. So on Monday, I'm going to ask you to take two actions. First is to reject the bids that were received, and then the second would be to go out to bid again on this matter.
Any questions for Keith? Keith, any notion how that fell through the cracks?
I think there was a transition, I'm sorry, there was a transition with personnel at CMRC.
Okay. All right, thank you. Let's move on to item 13. We have capital projects requests. First one up is again Charles from Domestic Relations, the first and second floor improvement with a total project cost of $37,000. Charles.
Yes, this project is the final phase of improvements we're doing for the DRO. The primary items being done would be painting, some wood trim, replacing of lights, outlets and switches, to make them more energy efficient, as well as remodeling of our public restrooms to make them ADA compliant. We're also installing a ballistic door at the rear of the building to add security, and some flooring in certain areas around the office. Basically, the cost is $37,000. After 66% reimbursement, it will be $12,000 out of the county's pocket. Maintenance has requested that this be done in January, February timeframe because of it being a winter project, an indoor project, and based upon their scheduling of other projects throughout the year. Any questions?
All right, thanks, Charles. Next up, we have Tammy Shear with the Scanning and Archiving Project Program.
It's the same project we just talked about. This amount will be paid, as I said before, completely from record improvement account. The addition to my budget for record improvement that Dana mentioned today, the $34,000, that's to help us with the deposit. The cash is already there. It just was not put into the budget for this year. So she's just going to do that, so we can give them a first payment. And next year, we'll probably have the bulk of this paid off. The final payment will be in 2018. So again, this is all monies that are there in the record improvement account to be used for this. We're going to stretch it out. I think it might be 4 payments, definitely 3, maybe 4 payments. And of course, that final payment will be kind of the final number after we know exact pages and exact work that needed to be done.
Any questions for Tammy? Tammy, thank you. Let's move on now to Commissioner Liaison Reports. Chairman Nicola.
Yes, I have two. Those are very brief. First one is the Citizens Youth Advisory Committee for the Children and Youth Services. Last meeting, the bulk of the meeting was signing Christmas cards, but also there is going to be a review of their current bylaws. They're needing updating, nothing major, just more some cleanup and change of names, etc.
So I take it that they don't believe in electronic signature?
And then the other report I have is for the Western Council of Governments. The main thing there is the townships are getting ready for the winter season, and Dickinson Township is still in need of a roadmaster. And that is it for liaison reports, but I also have, Gary, I don't know if you have copies, but appointments we requested for the Penn State Extension Board, Drug and Alcohol Commission, Commission for Women. Take action on this on Monday. Penn State Extension is appointing Melissa Holstay for a 3-year term, and Drug and Alcohol Commission, Jennifer Zambonia, I guess, and reappointment of Angela West. And for the Commission of Women, it will be a reappointment of Barbara Shaver. And that's it.
Questions for Mr. DeCruz? Thank you. Commissioner Herzler is not present. Commissioner Heidelberg.
Just briefly, the only thing I have really is from planning commission work, which is where I was prior to here. Let me get my apologies for just briefly, the survey that's been discussed for comp plan is going to be, Kirk's meeting with the folks at the Land Use Center today to finalize that. Made some revisions recently, so he's going to go over that with them, and then that should be ready to go soon. You couldn't define soon for me, so soon. So we'll start seeing activity on that quickly. Also, we had what we thought was going to be 2 vacancies on the planning commission for next year, because one of the members who was eligible for reappointment was going to retire essentially from the board. He had some other things lined up. He's decided now to come back, Jack Shadow, who's been a very positive addition for the board. So we're very pleased to have him coming back. But that left 1 vacancy, and as you know, we've been going through a vetting process there. And we're going to be getting, if we haven't received already, it'll probably come today actually, because the planning commission approved the transmittal to us of 3 names. They're actually going to send all the applicants up, the 10 applicants that we had for them, so everybody can see who applied, what type of quality of candidates we had. We had 3 really excellent candidates that are part of the final list, and those are coming up to us. There is a recommendation for 1 candidate, but as has been the practice in the past years, they're going to show us who all the finalists are, so the commissioners can provide input on that. So more on that very soon. The only other item I'd mention is that I have the progress dashboard that has become the monthly mainstay of the meeting. Gives a comprehensive overview, or should I say comprehensive, a cursory overview of all the projects and the current progress. I will make copies as soon as we're done here and circulate them to my colleagues. That's all I have.
Questions for Commissioner Heidelberg?
Jeremy said we have 10 applicants.
There were 10 for that line.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All those resumes will be forwarded up to you.
Thank you. Item 15, I'd like to report on the following executive session, December 1st, 2016 at 10 a.m. regarding personnel issues, and December 7th, 2016 at 11 a.m. regarding negotiation issues. I'd also like to request an executive session today regarding personal issues. That would be personnel issues, not personal issues. Duly noted. Is there any other business to be brought before the Board of Commissioners?
I really don't want to discuss your personal issues.
Well, and that goes the other way as well. In that case, we are adjourned. Thank you so much, and happy holidays, everyone.